Discover the world's most exclusive escapes. Private islands, luxury resorts, and unforgettable retreats. This is JetSet Hideaways, where your next dream destination begins. On the banks of the great Zambezi, where the land stretches wild and untamed, lies a sanctuary of stillness and space. This is Matetsi Victoria Falls, 135,000 acres of untouched wilderness, where time slows to the rhythm of nature itself. The river moves unhurried, its currents shaping the land as they have for centuries. Acacia trees bend gently in the wind, elephants wander along ancient paths, and the air carries the scent of earth after rain. Here, the modern world fades and the wilderness becomes your companion. At Matetsi, luxury is not defined by separation, but by belonging. Belonging to the river's flow, to the quiet of the forest, to a night sky so clear it feels infinite. It is measured not in marble halls or distant walls, but in the distance between you and the rest of the world. A distance that grants you space to breathe, to rest, to remember. Arrival here is not a formality, it is a return. The path leads you through tall grasses and shaded groves until the Zambezi glimmers between the trees. Stone, timber, and water meet in quiet harmony, design drawn not to dominate but to belong. Thatched roofs rise like extensions of the landscape. Cool stone underfoot balances the warmth of the sun. Carved wood carries the marks of the hands that shaped it. Textiles dyed in deep, earthy hues whisper of heritage and tradition. Each detail is touched by Zimbabwean craft, carrying stories that have lived along this river for generations. Stepping across the threshold, you feel it. This is more than a lodge. It is Africa's embrace, open, grounding, eternal. The suites at Matetsi are not escapes from the wild, they are windows into it. Wide glass walls invite the outside in, where river light dances across stone floors and the horizon feels close enough to touch. Inside, cool stone and soft linen soothe the senses, while woven textures and handcrafted details tell quiet stories of place. Step beyond, and your private plunge pool reflects the slow current of the Zambezi. Water meeting water, sky meeting earth. Here, the day drifts at its own pace. At dawn, the cry of the fish eagle replaces alarms, carrying across the still river like a call to begin again. At dusk, the air hums with life. Frogs calling, crickets singing, the soft rustle of leaves in the evening breeze. And as night deepens, silence becomes its own kind of music. Luxury here is not abundance, but absence. The absence of noise, of haste, of interruption. It is space enough for the soul to breathe and to remember what stillness feels like. The Zambezi is the lifeblood of this land, vast, unhurried, eternal. Its voice is everywhere, in the splash of elephants wading through its shallows, in the grunt of hippos rising from beneath its surface, in the cry of fish eagles spiraling high above. Every sound carries the rhythm of a river that has shaped this wilderness for millennia. By day, its banks are alive with movement. Crocodiles basking in the sun, antelope bending to drink, the sudden flicker of kingfishers breaking the water's calm. By night, the river softens, the current slows to a whisper, and the great expanse becomes a mirror for the stars. An endless sky reflected in endless water, where silence is vast, and time itself feels suspended. The Zambezi does not simply flow past Matetsi, it sustains it, shapes it, defines it. To sit by its edge is to feel Africa's heartbeat, steady and eternal. This private reserve offers not crowds, but quiet discovery. Here there is no rush, no jostling convoys of vehicles, only the soft hum of the land cruiser and the open horizon ahead. Each drive is unhurried, each sighting intimate. You pause as giraffes move gracefully across your path, their silhouettes rising against the sky. You linger at waterholes where elephants gather, watching the matriarch guide her herd with quiet authority. A lion's gaze locks with yours, golden eyes reflecting both power and patience. A herd of buffalo sweeps across the plains, the sound of hooves like distant thunder. And high above, vultures circle lazily on the warm updrafts. As the sun falls, the land changes. Shadows stretch long, the sky burns with crimson and gold, and the air grows cool. At day's end, fire crackles, stories are shared, and the night hums with cicadas and distant calls of hyena. In these moments you realize you are not merely observing, you are not a visitor here, you are woven into the wilderness itself. At Matetsi, dining is more than a meal, it is a connection. Each plate begins with the land itself, fertile soil that nurtures fresh vegetables, rivers that provide their daily catch, and fields where herbs and spices grow beneath the African sun. The journey from earth to table is short, yet filled with care, shaped by chefs who carry Zimbabwean tradition into every dish. Meals unfold slowly, in rhythm with the land. Bread arrives still warm from clay ovens, its crust crackling as it's broken by hand. Fish caught in the cool morning waters is grilled over open flame, its scent mingling with wild rosemary carried on the evening breeze. And as night falls, glasses are raised to Zimbabwean wines, notes of fruit, earth, and oak as deep and layered as the soil from which they come. Here, dining is not confined to walls. Tables may be set beneath lanterns by the river's edge, on wide decks overlooking the Zambezi, or beneath a blanket of stars where firelight flickers against the night. To eat here is to taste Zimbabwe itself, its earth, its waters, its heritage, brought together in flavors that nourish not only the body, but the soul. 40 kilometers downstream, the river reveals its full force. Victoria Falls, Mosi Watunya, the smoke that thunders. Here the Zambezi gathers its strength and plunges into the gorge below, creating a curtain of water more than a mile wide. The spray rises like smoke, drifting high into the sky, visible from miles away. The rainforest that clings to the edge is nourished by the spray, alive with birdsong and the scent of wet earth. No word can contain its roar, no lens capture its immensity. The sound is unrelenting, like the heartbeat of the earth itself. Rainbows arc across the mist, shimmering and vanishing as clouds shift. But it is not just seen or heard, it is felt. Standing here, skin damp with spray, heart racing with the thunder, you are consumed by its power. It humbles, it awakens, it reminds you of nature's command. Wellness at Matetsi is not separate from the wild, it flows from it. Here, treatments take their rhythm from the river itself, unhurried, grounding, eternal. At dawn, yoga unfolds on wooden decks as the first light ripples across the Zambezi. Each breath draws in the coolness of morning air, each movement accompanied by birdsong rising with the sun. As the day warms, the infinity pool calls, its edge blurring into the horizon, water merging with water. Floating here, weightless, you feel the current of the river below, as if the Zambezi itself is holding you. A massage guided by ancient techniques eases not only the muscles but the mind. Oils pressed from seeds and roots of this land carry the fragrance of earth after rain, reconnecting you with the ground beneath your feet. This is a wellness born not of walls, but of wilderness, a quiet restoration where the body rests, the mind clears, and the spirit remembers what it means to be free. Matetsi becomes a stage for life's most meaningful moments. It is here, under vast African skies, that milestones unfold with a rare kind of intimacy. Anniversaries are carried not only by laughter and lantern light, but by the hush of the river and the constellations glittering above. Each flicker of flame, each shared glance, feels part of a larger story written by the land itself. Birthdays here are marked not by noise or crowds, but by nature's own fanfare. The trumpet of elephants in the distance, the sweep of birds against the horizon, the joy of family gathered together in a place where time slows. And then there are the quiet evenings, when no occasion is needed, when two glasses catch the glow of firelight, when words give way to silence, and love is spoken in gestures as soft as the breeze. At Matetsi, memories are not just made, they are rooted, as if stitched into the fabric of the wilderness. Long after you leave, you carry them with you, moments that feel less like fleeting celebrations and more like timeless echoes of the land itself. Some destinations fade when you leave. Their beauty becomes a memory, their spirit a photograph, but Matetsi remains. Long after the journey ends, you carry it with you, the hush of the Zambezi at dawn, when the world feels newly born, the warmth of Zimbabwean hospitality, where every smile holds a story of this land, the roar of Victoria Falls, thunderous and eternal, echoing in your chest like the heartbeat of the earth. This is not simply travel, it is a communion with something greater. It is Africa's timeless spirit, flowing through you as steadily and endlessly as the Zambezi itself. And wherever life takes you, the memory of Matetsi whispers back, a reminder that stillness can be found, that wonder is real, and that belonging is not a place but a feeling. This is JetSet Hideaways. Where to next?